So it's 2024, maybe you botched last year, maybe it was a good last year, but in 2024, you wanna do better. Since it's New Year, I'm giving you 50% off my Learning to Be Productive course to help ease you along. I know this seems obvious, but I also know 99% of people skip having a goal. You gotta set a goal for yourself so you have a trajectory. If you're looking for a cool app to help you here, look at Gola, G-O-L-A. I'll link these all up down in the description. It's a simple, powerful, customizable goal setting app. You hear a lot about SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Give you an example. My business partner and I are working on a new startup, and we said to ourselves, hey, in 30 days, let's have something up and running, an MVP, a minimum viable product, a website so people can sign up, all of that in 30 days. It was a really ambitious goal, but it lit a fire under us, and then we made it happen. Next piece of advice, this is so critical. It's simple, you've heard it before, but now's the time to hear it and actually implement it. And that is start prioritizing your tasks. What does that mean? It means start saying no to stuff. A lot of people just look at all the stuff they have to do and assume it's all equal. It's not. Pick the giants and dance with all the other stuff later. Love this Buffett quote. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that the really successful people say no to almost everything. Not focusing means saying yes to all kinds of stuff. Jim Collins knows this. He says, if you have more than 3 priorities, you really have none. If you're looking for an app that maybe you haven't run into yet, I would check out Bento. It helps you do less overall, but more meaningful tasks. The next super easy thing that you can do for yourself that's gonna have huge effects on your productivity would be to stop multitasking. Multitasking is built into Mac OS, right? What that really means is using multiple apps. It's a kind of a bad way to describe it. You need to master the art of singularity. I'm gonna recommend a really interesting new app I doubt you've heard of before here. It's called Dewo, D-E-W-O, Second Brain, again, linked up down below. And what it does is it cuts down on finding stuff that you need access to. So it searches across all your work from all the different apps that you might have used and surfaces whatever you need, like this, so that you don't get distracted, right? If you don't see Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and YouTube, then you're not gonna dip in. Now here's another really simple thing you can do is just declutter your workspace. I don't care what your desk looks like, how cool the desk is, the monitor, your stand, your keyboard, the artwork, plants, whatever it is that you have going on. If it's messy, that's a reflection of a messy inside. I really think if you look around your desk or your workspace, your cubicle, wherever it is that you work, and you see clutter, it's like an instant degradation of your ability to think and process well. We've all experienced this. Here in the studio, if I rip into something and the box is laying over here and the wrappers, if I let that sit and come back in here to do a video next time and there's just like clutter all over the place, it's like a mental tax. In terms of decluttering your digital workspace, I'll recommend Hazeover once again. I've used this app for years and it's so cool. It dials down the background surrounding any app that you're using on a Mac, and it just helps you visually focus, not see what's on the desktop, any other icons, etc. There are actually so many great time-tested, proven methods for being more productive, some frameworks, and there's also some really great books that can just teach you so much. I know though that there's a mental tax of going and reading those things and learning those things and trying and practicing with those things. So, that's sort of the framework, the basis for why I created the course, to save you a bunch of time and effort and frankly, money. It's gonna help you make money if you're more productive too. So again, 50% off, I would encourage you to take advantage of that before it's gone so you can really get the most out of this coming 12 months. If you've watched this far in the video, I'm so glad, because I wanna share with you one thing that's more of a realization, but I've been able to capitalize on it, and it's helped me out so much. Instead of trying to force working on something when I don't feel like it, I capitalize instead on momentum. So when we're building this startup, right, I'm all excited about it, but excitement can fade over time. So it's really important to strike while the iron's hot. It's just a simple reminder, when things are flowing mentally, emotionally, physically for you, capitalize on it. When in flow, go with gusto. But there's 2 apps that are actually called Momentum. They're different apps, and I wanna link those up for you down in the description. One is the habit tracker that's been around for years that I really love the simple interface. That's great. The other one is less known. It'll replace the start page on your Safari new tabs, as well as there's a Chrome download as well if you wanna use that. But it's for your iPhone, for your Mac, for your iPad. It'll help you focus and maintain that momentum that you need to get through the day successfully. My final tip for you today is just to never stop learning. And there's a really important reason why. There's something that you love, that you're curious about, and maybe it's part of your day job, maybe it's not. And even if it is something that is part of your day job, you need something else to focus on, to take a break from your work, even if you really do love your work, you're attached to it. Now you can take this literally and go take my course, right? And continue your education that way. 50% off is a nice time to do that. But that aside, what I'm actually really talking about is you'll die a little bit inside if you don't have something you're passionate about that you can take some time away from your busy day and funnel it into something that's good for your mind, for your soul. Honestly, I think one of the biggest upgrades for your life in 2024 is just to pursue a passion, even if it's just learning more about it. Even if you're not gonna actually use this knowledge in your day job or in the real world or immediately, maybe you're gonna train yourself for something that's coming up in the future. AI is coming and it's really gonna affect the landscape in the next 2 years, right? So you can be thinking about, well, what would I wanna do if I lost my job? Plan for that now. Here's an example from my life. I got a couple of really great real paper magazines. They're one's quarterly. I think they're both quarterly, actually, two that I'm thinking of. I love these things. Great articles. And I look forward to when they come and I keep them around. They're like treats, right? I put my devices away and just indulge in these articles. Same thing with books. If you find a great book that you can just dig into and it's good enough that it keeps you coming back so that the reading doesn't feel like a chore, but it's something you get to do, you got to pick the right book. If you have the right book, then it'll draw you in and you won't even want to watch TikTok. So one of the greatest hacks in life is to read more than you are right now, right? Whatever your reading level is, read some more. I shudder to think of all the people out there who never advance, like they never learn. They just kind of become an adult or get stuck in a job or whatever it is and freeze there and stop developing as a person. And they just get on autopilot and on the treadmill and it never stops. You have to just take 5, 10, 15 minutes even a day. That stuff really adds up over a week, over a month, over a year, years. And you can change the whole person that you are, your enjoyment in life, by just learning a little bit every day. So there you go. Those are my tips for really crushing it in 2024. I hope you found at least something useful. Remember, everything's linked up down below. Check out the course. It is not going to be 50% off forever. This is to help you get anchored and started off right in the new year. Linked up down below. Don't forget to check out the newsletter. Lots of great, valuable, important, cool stuff being curated and handpicked and delivered to you, to your inbox there. That's linked up down below too. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.